your chair a little bit. Imagine as you inhale, your breath is coming up the midline of your body as high as it naturally feels like it goes. It might even just travel a little ways within you. And then as you exhale, the breath goes down, the midline goes down your spine. Inhaling up your spine and exhaling down your spine. So just continuing this a few times. And allowing any other, if you want to sigh or breathe out through your mouth a little bit to just kind of let some stress go. Feel free to do that. And notice where your mind is at. If it's here, if it's present, or if it's thinking about something in the past. So eventually notice if you could bring your mind to a word or phrase of intention for your class today. About some type of quality or state of being you'd like to bring into your life. And when you have your intention, simply say it to yourself 3 times as you breathe. We'll start to pair our breath with our movement. So sitting up nice and tall, elongating the crown of your head toward the sky. Inhaling, reaching your arms up. Maybe lifting up through your elbows and exhaling down. And I'd like you to do this with your breath. So you can always do this with your fingertips on your shoulders, lifting your elbows up and down. And you'll be inhaling with your arms up and exhaling with your arms down. Trying to match your breath and your movements together, inhaling up and exhaling down. You could even close your eyes and do this at your own pace. Noticing what you're feeling in your shoulders, your arms and side body. And now, looking up as you lift your hands up and feeling a little bit of a stretch, maybe through your throat and your neck, and then releasing your hands down, looking down, feeling the stretch in the back of your neck. We'll do that a couple more times, nice and slow. Inhaling, arms up, looking up. Exhaling down, looking down. One more time. Inhaling up, looking up. Exhale down and look down. Stay here for a moment. You could kind of bring a little bit of movement through your shoulders, noticing how your neck and your upper back and shoulders are feeling. Bring your head to a neutral position and start to take some bigger shoulder rolls. Please honor your body where it's at. Good. And maybe the opposite direction. You can start small and bring in more movement. So really focusing on those shoulders, building a little heat to warm them up, get them ready for everything else we're going to do. And let them rest, maybe shake it out through your hands. We'll do that again, but starting to take some bigger movements. So maybe lifting those elbows and pulling those back. And you can really slow this down or speed it up, depending on what you're wanting. And if you're able to, reach your arms up higher as you reach around. Good. Bring your hands down and we'll start to go the other direction. I was going backwards, so now I'm going forwards, leading with my elbows first. And then taking some bigger swimming motions. This really gets my arms tired out, so Take it at your pace. And then eventually bringing your arms down by your side, shaking them out. Take a couple of cleansing breaths. Maybe sigh it out. Good. Then just bring your hands to your knees or your lap to rest comfortably. We're going to start with our eyes today, working taking some blinking motions in your eyes, and feel free to do this fast or just whatever comes naturally. So for me, it's kind of fast blinking motions. But then let's try closing and opening at this pace. Closing, opening, closing, opening, closing, opening. And then let's take it like double pace. So close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open. And then go ahead and blink at whatever pace comes naturally. I noticed that that helped slow down my blinking when I did that. Nice. And then we'll be looking up. So keeping your chin level to the floor, just moving your eyes to look up and moving your eyes to look down. Looking up, looking down. One more time, looking up and looking down. Then looking all the way to the right, all the way to the left. Looking to the right, to the left. One more time, looking to the right. Make sure you're breathing and look to the left. I noticed I was holding my breath. Bring your eyes back to center, and then just take a slow kind of a roll through as if you're looking at the hands or the second hand on a clock, going around the clock from noon or from 12 to 12, and then reverse that direction and go the other direction, slowly all the way around the clock. Take a deep breath, sigh it out. Now, bringing some awareness to your jaws, or to your jaw, the hinges of your jaw. And you can even bring your hands to the muscles around your jaw, below your ear, maybe a little massage. And you can open and close your mouth a few times. Slowly and mindfully open and close. Nice. Just nice and controlled opening and closing. If you feel like yawning, let it go. Allow yourself to yawn. Now that I said that, everybody's probably going to yawn. That's good for us. Calms our nervous systems. And now we'll come down to the neck. So first, just go ahead and massage the sides of your neck with your fingers. You could do one side and then the other, or maybe both sides at the same time. Notice how your neck is feeling. We had a request for neck and shoulders, and I learned a new movement at my gentle somatic yoga training that I went to last week. So I'm excited to share that with you today. And it's similar to things that you've done before, but I think it might be a little bit different too. So first we're going to do a pre-check to see how your neck is feeling. So go ahead and just drop your chin towards your chest. Notice any strain, and then lifting your head up. Bring your head back to center. Look one direction over your shoulder. Notice how far you can look back. Maybe even pick a little spot to see if we can increase your range of motion without pain. Come back to center. Look over the other direction. Notice how far you can go and how that feels. Come back to center. So that's our pre-check, because our brains love to learn through contrast, through before and after, and learning what works and what doesn't. So we're going to bring your ear over towards your shoulder, and keeping it here as long as there's no pain or pinching. Lower your chin down towards your chest. Notice how that feels. And then lift your chin up toward the ceiling. And we're doing all of this in a very gentle way. We're not trying to move into pain. Bring your chin down towards your chest again. And then up toward the ceiling. So noticing how that is feeling. One more time, bring your chin towards your chest and just pause. Kind of relaxing, letting your shoulders relax. And then lift your head up to a neutral position. So coming back to center. And just take a pause, notice how that feels. We're going to add in a shoulder movement with this. So your opposite shoulder. So my head is over toward my right side. So I'm going to move my left shoulder. As my chin comes down, I'm going to move my shoulder forward. And then as my chin lifts up, move your shoulder back. Doing this to like 50 or 80%. We're not going 100%. So then doing that again, bringing your shoulder and your chin forward. Trying to relax your other shoulder, and then bringing your chin and your shoulder back. Do that one more time. Chin, so your ear should be over towards your shoulder, and then you lower your shoulder and your chin forward. And you pull your shoulder back as your chin lifts up. And then bring your head back to neutral, back to center. Just take a moment, maybe close your eyes, notice if anything you're feeling. We're going to add one more thing in. If you're able to, you'll bring your, so the hand of the shoulder that you're going towards. So for me, it's my right side. So go ahead and tip your head over to the same shoulder. And then that hand is going to come up to my neck. As I move my head and shoulder forward, you can lightly massage, and then as you move back, opening up through your shoulder and your neck, massaging any spots along your neck, your spine, and your shoulder. Slowly moving forward. You can stop in any spot that feels extra tight or tense and spend a little extra time there, massaging it out, moving your head in different angles, moving your shoulder in different angles. So I even feel a spot on my collarbone, like right close to my throat. So I'm going to focus on that spot. Breathing. Just another 1 or 2 movements. And then slowly coming back to center. Totally relax your shoulders, maybe kind of shake them a little bit. Take a deep breath. Bring your awareness internally to notice any sensations in your neck, shoulder, chest, or back. And let's take a post check on this side. So just looking over to that side, notice if you're able yet to increase range of motion, look the other direction. And then we'll go over to the other side. So tip your ear over to the other shoulder. Slowly lower your chin towards your chest. And then lift your chin up. So you're keeping your ear over towards your shoulder as you're doing this. Tipping your chin forward, slowly, maybe pausing here at the bottom, relaxing. And then lifting your chin up. Bring it back down one more time. And then bring your head back up to neutral, up to center. This time we'll include the shoulder movement forward and back. So tip your head over to the side. As you tip your chin towards your chest, bring your opposite shoulder forward. You could also reverse this and have as your chin tips down, your shoulder going backward. And then go ahead and lift your chin up, pulling your shoulder back. Maybe feeling your shoulder blades come together behind you. Slowly release, coming forward. This time let's pause with your chin down and shoulder forward. And then lifting it up, pulling your chin up and your shoulder back. So remember, we're moving about 50 to 80%, not going 100%. And lowering your chin and your shoulder forward. Bring it up to center. And take any little micro movements. And then this time we'll be bringing our hand up to your neck. As you release your head over to the side, bringing your chin forward and your shoulder forward. And starting to feel into your muscles, massaging. You can kind of play along your muscles like a piano. And then pulling your head up and back, your shoulder back. Releasing forward, head comes down, shoulder comes forward. Again, maybe stopping in any spot that feels extra tense or tight. Lifting up and pulling it back. And last time, coming forward. Maybe take a moment to rest there. And then lift everything up to center. Let's take some little shoulder rolls, kind of integrating everything. Maybe forward, you could bring your shoulders forward and then bring them back a couple times. Take a deep breath, and then let's do a post check. Sometimes you can tell a difference the first time you do it. Sometimes it takes a few times. So go ahead and look one direction. I can definitely, now I can look farther back on this side. The mid check, I wasn't quite sure. And then looking to the other side, it's almost the same on that side. So, all right. So I'd love to hear if you like that, if you don't, maybe after class, if you have any comments about it, let me know. So we'll start to take some bigger movements. We work through the neck and shoulders, and I'd like to have you, if you're able to, scoot forward on your chair a little bit. So I'm still in the middle of my chair, but away from the back. And feet are planted so that you're stable. And bring both hands up as if you're making fists. And remember, we're going to be doing these bicep curls. And often people do them with their hands facing them. But if it feels better for your joints, a simple change in your hand position by bringing your palms facing each other can help. So just getting that movement going. Notice your pace. We're going to slow it down because we're going to lean forward as you lift your arms behind you, and then you're really going to squeeze it as you lean back and feel that core engagement. So leaning forward, reaching back, and then bringing it forward, leaning back. Good. And then leaning forward. Make sure you feel nice and grounded through your feet. The slower you go with these, the more strengthening you're getting. And then if you want to move faster, it's a little bit more energy and cardio that you've got going. So that's up to you. I'm kind of doing a mid-range pace, at least for me it is. And we're going to add in lifting one knee each time. So we're going to lift a knee and step it down. Lift a knee as you lean back and step it down as you lean forward. And you can really take that slow at first, and as it feels coordinated, you can take some faster steps, leaning. Make sure that you feel stable with this. Good. Nice. So we're really working the whole body by this movement. Couple more. Breathing. Last one. And finishing. Good. Nice job. Bring your hands to your knees, feet out wide. We're going to take some seated cat and cow movements to work further into the core. So rounding your spine, bringing your chin to chest for a cat. Inhaling, lifting up to cow, opening up through the heart, shining your heart. Exhale, rounding into cat. You can take this at your pace. You can even close your eyes and feel into it, noticing any sensations from within. Good. Keep that movement a few more times, cat and cow. So good for our spine. Another one or two. Nice. And then come back to a neutral seated position. Sweep your arms up overhead. We'll take a twist. So opening up to one side, resting your hand on your opposite knee. And the back arm could either come by your side or rest over the chair. Looking off to the side or even further back if that feels good. Keep your body here. Just turn your head to look forward as far as you can. And when your head stops moving, then keep your eyes moving as far as they can. And then look back toward the back of your chair. Keep your eyes moving back as far as they can. Look to the side. Take another breath. Inhale, reaching your arms up to center. Exhale, opening up to the other side. Notice if there's any differences on this side and honor those. Look toward the back of your chair. Slowly turn just your head to look forward as far as you can without pain, and then keep your eyes moving to look out of the corners of your eyes. Move your head to look back, looking back out of the corners of your eyes. Look to the side. Breathing into this twist. Inhale, reaching your arms up. Exhale, bring just one hand down to either your thigh, if you could bring your legs out a little bit farther, or to the edge of your chair. We're going to take a side body stretch. So make sure you feel supported. And then inhale up, both hands up. Bring the other hand down to your thigh or to the chair. My hand is on my chair. Other side stretch. Inhale up, sweeping your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. just take a moment to honor yourself. I'm so thankful to be a part of this group. I'm so thankful for each one of you. So proud of each one of you. And then bring your hands down by your sides. Feet are still spread wide. Bring one hand down toward the floor. And so we're not trying to reach the floor. We're really trying to feel a side crunch. So kind of bringing, you can also think of bringing your shoulder towards your hip. And then lift up. Again, about 50 to 80%. And then we'll do the other side, shoulder towards your hip. Inhaling up, so we're strengthening those side abdominal muscles. Other side again. And up. And reaching down. And up. Let's do it one more time on each side. And lifting up. And last one. Good. Coming back up. And notice if you want to kind of wiggle your torso or just kind of move a little side to side to release any tension from that movement. And we'll start to come into our hips. So go ahead and scoot a little bit forward on your chair. And you can keep your feet planted for this. We'll start working into the hip joints. So either guiding your knees side to side with your foot on the ground or bringing your foot off the floor. And I love our ability to use one or two hands to guide our foot, but also see how much you can really use of your own hip flexor muscles to do this. So taking some circles. And the other direction. Good. Maybe up higher and down lower. Nice. And then go ahead and give your knee a squeeze. And set your foot down. We'll start on the other side. So maybe keeping your foot on the ground, maybe starting to lift your leg up, exploring how it feels today, different angles, different levels, and starting those circles. Breathing, and other direction. When we're done with these, we all need to take a drink. It's a warmer day, dry, and it's feeling good, but I'm getting thirsty. So go ahead and hug your knee up and in. And releasing. I'm going to get my drink now. All right, so let's take a forward fold, and that could be if you have a pillow or bolster nearby, you could use that. You can always just use your hands on your knees or your forearms on your knees. And I want to do this first, just a normal forward fold. So sitting your hips back in your chair, and think about first, as we fold forward, leading with your heart first, so keeping your chin up as you hinge from your hips. So it's almost as if you're pointing your tailbone back and you're hinging forward. Maybe even feel a little bit of a lift through your core. And so you can do this and keep your hands right here, maybe come down to your elbows or a pillow, and farther if that is good for you. Take a few breaths. Bring back to mind your intention. I've been noticing lately that when I'm in a yoga pose and I say my intention to myself as I'm in the pose, that it often really changes the pose for me, or at least changes my experience of the pose. It brings a lot of, seems to bring more stillness, and sometimes it makes me change my pose, makes me realize that what I'm doing is not the most beneficial thing for my body. So you can keep that in mind. And then we'll slowly start to come up. If you get lightheaded, make sure you do this breathing. I get lightheaded frequently, so I always have to be aware of that. And then I would like to do a figure 4, if that is good for you. So I was going to use the ball. If you have a ball nearby, you can use that. Otherwise, trying to bring your foot up to cross it over your knee or thigh, keeping that mobility of bringing our foot to us. Feel free to massage into your foot. You could take any movements through your foot, like pointing and flexing. Maybe massage your calf, your shin. Oh, it feels good. Nice, I see you got your ball, Tim. And then go ahead and lean forward. So Tim, if you want to, you could bring your foot up on the ball for this forward fold too. And of course, you know, different angles for that knee and hip are available to you. This is what feels good for me. Notice where you're feeling the stretch. Breathing. Slowly rise up. And let your foot come down. And then we'll switch over to the other side. Bringing your ankle over your knee. And again, maybe massaging your foot. Taking ankle circles or pointing and flexing. Massaging up through your calf and your shin. Feels so good. I think I forget to give this part of my body some love, so telling me I need to do that more. And then when you're ready, if you want to lean forward some more, make sure your grounded foot feels stable. Your knee is at a healthy angle for you. Saying your intention to yourself 3 times. And slowly coming back up, setting your foot down on the ground. And we'll take some marching steps, getting a little bit more movement going, and starting off at your pace. Really feeling your feet connect with the earth as you take each step, mindfully looking down at your feet, seeing if they're doing the same thing or if there's a way that you could balance them out. So they're engaging the same on each side. Really swing those arms and get moving. I took a couple of videos for all of you from my vacation in Mexico, and one was in the rainforest. I'm going to make a video and share that soon, hopefully, when we're doing our little walk here. But for now, you can envision yourself on your favorite hike or walk. Good. Nice. So go ahead and do that for a few more breaths. I'm just going to get up and let my dog in because she keeps barking to come in. And that you keep marching at your pace, maybe slowing it down as we come to the end of our trail. And then sit back in your chair and see if you can extend your legs out straight in front of you. And if that works for you, maybe pointing and flexing. And then bringing your feet back. And depending on your chair situation, if you can, pull your feet underneath your chair, kind of hugging in so you feel those hamstrings strengthen, and then extend long again. And hug them in, just kind of as if we're doing a slow swing of our feet. And I understand that people have different chairs. If you can't pull them back underneath your chair, maybe you could do one leg off to the side like this, and then do the other leg off to the side. You could also pull a foot back and feel a stretch through your quads. I'm going to do that on the other side. So I'm going to extend my leg and then pull it back. Then I'm going to reach down and pull my ankle up a little bit. So this, just depending on your knee, if that feels okay. And then we're going to add in some arms. So extending your legs, reaching your arms out like a big star. And then bringing everything in. You can bring your hands to cover your heart center, and then reaching out nice and big. Bring it all back in and reach it out. Good. Back in and out. Nice. A few more times. This big movement, intentional, mindful, spreading your well wishes out to everyone. Nice. A couple more. Good. Go ahead and plant your feet down. I'm going to do some of our foot yoga. And I like to do it with my feet on blocks, as you know. And if you don't have blocks, that's fine. I wish that my blocks were a little bit longer, so if you have bigger feet like mine, I know that's a little bit of an issue, but we'll start with our heels on the block and toes kind of hanging over the end of the block if you don't have shoes on. So as you're doing this motion, you'll be able to lift your toes up and kind of spread your toes out. Remember, I like to use my fingers too to help my toes know what to do. And then curl your toes around the block and see if you can kind of hug the end of the block with your toes. And then lift them up again, spreading them out. You could always do 1 foot at a time as well. And if your feet are accessible to you and some toes are having a hard time, you could reach down and help them out, help them know what to do. So a couple more of those toe curls, squeezing them down and lifting them up. Good. So now, this time you're going to be lifting, keeping your heels grounded, but lifting your whole foot up. So you're going to feel that engagement in your shins. and then lower your feet down. So lifting them up and slowly, smoothly lowering them down. This is a small movement. Lifting them up, hold it for a couple seconds, and then slow let them down. Rest them at the bottom, relieving all of that musculature in your shins. One more time, lifting your toes, your feet up with your heels down, and then smooth it out on the way down. Releasing all muscular tension. Nice. So now you can shift so that your toes, the top parts of your feet are on the blocks, and lift your heels up and down. We'll do a few faster movements this way. You can even rock your body forward and back as you do this. And now we'll slow that down, so lifting your heels, holding it for 3 seconds, and smoothing out any bumpy, shaky spots on your way down. When you get your heels to the bottom, just release. And then we'll do it again, lifting your heels up. Breathing, holding them up here, and slowly smoothing it out. All the way down, release tension. I also like having my hands on my knees as I do this for a little bit of pressure and feedback. One more time, lifting your heels up. Notice any sensations you feel on the way down, as slow as you can go. Good. Get to the bottom and relax. Nice. So another thing I'd like to do here is when you lift your heels, notice where you're pressing your weight into mostly. So mine is mostly in my big toes. And if you can, just shift it to, so I'm shifting mine to my little toes. Just a little bit of a shift, and then bring it back to where they were before. So it could be that when you lift your heels, you're feeling your pressure more up towards your baby toes, so you would come in and then go back out. Or just kind of feeling into some of the muscles of your ankles and bringing awareness to that spot too. We'll try that again. So lifting up and then just slowly bringing your weight into the outer toes and back to the inner toes. And lower down. Good. You can release the blocks. And now that we're all ready, we've worked all the way down to our feet. We're ready to stand up if you feel like doing that today. So sitting up toward the edge of your chair, you can start rocking forward and back, feeling your feet planted and grounded, stable and secure, experimenting with rising up and sitting back down. And doing that a few times. You could even hold your chair pose, bringing your hands to heart center and really feel your muscles engage. And when you're ready, standing all the way up. Breathing. That's where I get lightheaded, so and maybe a little rocking side to side. Bending into your knees a little bit. Good. Okay, I love all of your squats that you're doing. Such good strengthening for the core and the legs. Nice. So slowly find your way to be able to support yourself with your chair or another prop. I'm just going to come to the side of my chair, making sure my space is clear. And feet are still spread wide, maybe still a little bit of leaning side to side. And then find balance on one foot, and you can do this by visualizing it. If you don't want to shift your weight, you can do it by still keeping both feet on the ground by just leaning into one foot, or you could lift one heel up, or you could bring your whole leg up, and experimenting with bringing your leg up and down. And we've done this before, this motion of climbing. And if you're doing this just with your heel lifting, still you can feel that engagement in your hip flexors. So this could be all the way up or a shift in your weight. It could be a visualization where you're not moving at all. They're all effective. If you want to, you could also keep your knee lifted, breathing. This is one-footed mountain pose. And eventually we'll come over to the other side. So you could keep your hand, it's the same hand on that side. If it's easy for you to move your hand to the other side of your chair, feel free to do that. And then same thing, so notice your standing foot grounded, secure on the floor, and then figure out how much you want to lift your other foot up. And experimenting, noticing where you're feeling that engagement, keeping this ability to lift through the hip. Another thing that sometimes people do when we do this is they, instead of lifting from, I'm going to do it on this leg, instead of lifting from their hip, they lift from their side body like this, and it's kind of this compensation that we often do. So we want to make sure we're keeping these muscles nice and strong and working. So if you want to, you could hold it for a couple of breaths. Eventually planting both feet on the floor and making your way down to either the floor or back to your chair for our relaxation portion. So safely, mindfully making your way down. When you get there, if you'd like to take a position like butterfly for a moment, or you could, if a spinal twist is good for your back, you could bring your knees over to one side with your arms out wide. You could also have your knees bent, feet on the floor, and then kind of windshield wiper your knees side to side. So all different options for what would feel good to you. If you're in a chair, just leaning back, maybe propping your feet up on some pillows or on a little table. Take the time you need to find a comfortable position so that you can find stillness, so that your body has this time to heal. Maybe take another deep breath. You could sigh it out. Imagine yourself sinking deeper. Maybe you're in a grassy field and you're just kind of sinking into the earth, being held and supported. Say your intention to yourself. And now bring your awareness to any sounds that you hear in your environment. Distant sounds, sounds in the room, maybe even the sound of your breath. bring your awareness to your sense of sight, even if your eyes are closed. Envisioning anything in your mind's eye. Maybe the room you're in, or any images behind your eyelids, light, dark. Now bring your awareness to any smells, any smells of cooking or perfume, or even imagined smell. Bring your awareness to any tastes. Taste in your mouth from what you ate, or when you brushed your teeth, or an imagined taste. And now bring your awareness to your sense of touch, where your body is touching the floor or the surface you are on, where your clothes are touching your body, where your hair is touching your face. Now bring your awareness a little bit deeper in to any sensations you might notice within, like heat, coolness, tingling, tension, lightness. Now bring your awareness to your breath. Envision a golden sphere at your heart center. It's pulsing with your heartbeat, slow and steady. And as you breathe, this sphere becomes a little bit bigger on each inhale and a little bit smaller with each exhale. So just notice this sphere of light expanding as you inhale and contracting as you exhale. Imagine this golden light filling up your entire heart center, working its way into your lungs, your whole chest cavity, your torso, sending its healing balm down through your arms and legs, bringing peace, grounding, a sense of calm. Imagine this golden light coming into your hands and your feet, into your fingers and thumbs, and down into your toes. And then imagine this golden light coming up from your shoulders into your neck and throat, filling up the whole space of your head, from your face to the back of your head to the top of your head. filling your brain, bringing healing energy and light, love, support, abundance. Just bathe in this golden glow, breathing it in, breathing it out. Slowly bring your awareness back to your breath. Bring your awareness back to the present moment, and feel free to stay here longer even after class. But if you are getting up, then just bring your awareness down to your hands and feet and take some gentle movements. Maybe bend your knees or take a long body stretch. Eventually, you could roll over to one side in a supported position. Take a moment of gratitude. And when you're ready, you can sit up, or like I said, stay where you're at, stay laying down. Bringing your hands to heart center just to acknowledge the light and love in each other. I wish you all a wonderful day. Namaste.